Hello! Let's talk about a book that's getting a lot of love, and that book is Legends and Lattes by Baldree. First, let me read a section from the prologue. After 22 years of adventuring, Viv had reached her limit of blood and mud and bullshiz. An orc's life was strength and violence and a sudden sharp end. But she'd be damned if she'd let hers finish that way. It was time for something new. Essentially, Legends and Lattes tells the story of Viv, our protagonist, an orc adventurer, who is retiring from adventuring and wants to open up a coffee shop in the city. Because what's the opposite thing of being an orc adventurer? Being a capitalist. I joke, but you'll be pressed to find two things that are more different than being an adventurer and owning a coffee shop. One of the reasons why this book has such wide-reaching appeal is because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It is indeed a book of high fantasy and low stakes. Our protagonist is not taking part in a gang war. Our protagonist is not involved in some epic struggle between good and evil. Our protagonist is just trying to make something really special. She's trying to change her life. And this book, at its core, is a book about transitioning from one stage of life into the next stage. And not only is this stage of life so different from her previous one, it's a stage of life of a whole new set of rules. She can't go about solving all her problems of violence. Viv has lived her entire life being the metaphorical hammer that sees everything else as a nail. And now she's trying to be a business owner. And now she's trying to build relationships, make friendships, kind of settle down. And it's a totally foreign world to her. Throughout the entirety of this fun, cozy read, Viv is fighting her instincts to fight her way out of all these problems, to end conflicts of bloodshed. And it's really cool to see her grow and change and become aware of how different her life is. Knowing that her work ethic as an adventurer doesn't automatically translate to success in the business realm. In many respects, I relate to Viv on a very personal level. In my day job, I'm a UFC fighter, and you can't do that forever. And it's very high stress. And I too often have anxieties and fears about what I'm going to do with the next stage of my life. If my work ethic's going to translate to success in any other realm. And it was kind of cool to see Viv kind of deal with some issues that I see in my far-off future. And I think that allowed me to really enjoy and experience this read in a very different way than many other readers, because most people, they pick their career. And they can stay in it for the rest of their lives, or they can stay in something alike to it for the rest of their lives. But a smaller portion of people have to make a grand pivot in the middle of things. And it's a scary experience. And I felt for her during this entire ordeal. Everybody who reads Legends and Lattes talks about the cozy atmosphere of this book. But the cozy atmosphere of this book would not be what it is without the nice cast of supporting characters. It's a very short read. You could probably read it in 2 afternoons, about 8 hours. But the characters you meet will seem very familiar. They'll seem very lifelike, because we've all encountered characters like the ones you meet in Legends and Lattes in our day-to-day lives. You meet them at work, you meet them at school. At its core, Legends and Lattes is a story about friendship, finding your tribe, and building your home. And who can't relate to that? We can all relate to that, because we all know what it's like to move on to the next stage of our lives, and to be lost in all the anxiety, to be lost in all the fear, to be lost in all the hecticness and all the stress. And it's very relatable. But on the flip side, we're able to relate so strongly to this story because we all know what it's like to bump into certain friends, certain special individuals along the way that help bring order to the chaos, to help make it not such a sad, scary experience. And that's kind of what life's all about. We have to figure out life for ourselves. But we get by with a little help from our friends. And that's what Legends and Lattes is really about. I do feel like my experience of Legends and Lattes did suffer a little bit because of one central thing. I don't drink coffee. I've had coffee less than 7 times throughout my entire life. I don't know what it's like to wake up in the morning, feel stressed, feel tired, feel agitated, to have a cup of warm coffee, and to have all of that kind of fade into the periphery. I can't relate to that. So if there's one weakness in this book, for me, it's that I don't know what it's like to love coffee. I don't have a caffeine addiction. Luckily, Legends and Lattes is a damn good book. And you don't have to be a lover of warm bean water with milk to enjoy it. It's very impressive what Baldree was able to accomplish in Legends and Lattes. He should be damn proud of this book. I am definitely not the target demographic for Legends and Lattes. I enjoy a book of high stakes. I enjoy violence. I enjoy grit. I enjoy bad things happening to good people and them overcoming it. But sometimes what you need in your life is just to try something new. And Legends and Lattes is definitely something new, something cozy, something familiar, something that feels like home. Will I read the sequel? Who knows? I don't know. But I will always remember this book very fondly. It was a nice experience. Almost like a Lifetime movie. You kind of know what's going to happen. But you keep coming back for more, and you're always down to watch one of them every once in a while. Because it's cozy, it's familiar, and it's comfortable. A book like this is generally not my cup of tea. My cup of tea. But that being said, it's still a very good book. And what would I rate it? Probably 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's not perfect, because I'm not the target demographic. But it's a really dang good book. And definitely, if you're looking for a nice, fun weekend of relaxing vibes, nice characters, and funny dialogue, pick up Legend and Lattes. I don't think you'll regret it. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, push the little thumbs up icon below. Subscribe to my channel if you want to hear me talk about any other books. Leave a comment below about what you thought about Legends and Lattes. And I'll see you guys next time.